I noticed when looking over your Post-its, turning your confusions into questions, is that you guys are reading books that have a lot of characters in them. How many of you are reading an independent reading book that has a lot of different characters? Yeah, your characters, and they're so different, right? They're just different. There's boys, girls, they have different personalities, different types of characters. And in our book, Tales of the Fables of Fourth Graders at Aesop Elementary School, we meet new characters in every chapter, and we learn a lot about them, okay? So today I'm going to teach you an easy way to keep track of your characters, okay? All right, what do you notice about this text? What do you notice? Elizabeth, what do you notice?
It says the lobster and the crab.
It says the lobster and the crab. So that's the title, right? What else? Maddie, what do you think?
It looks kind of like they have a moral at the bottom.
Down here. So what does that tell you as a reader?
Kind of like what to learn and what it's kind of about.
Okay. Maddie, click on something that wants to add.
Christopher, I'd like to add on to Maddie. It might be a fable.
It might be a fable, okay? So I'm thinking, while I'm reading, I'm going to learn something, okay? Isabella.
To add on to Christian, it looks like a little like saying.
Oh.
It says, I can't.
It's hard to see right now, but it looks like it's a saying at the bottom, okay? And I know from my background knowledge on fables that the characters normally teach the lesson in a fable, okay? All right, so this one's called The Lobster and the Crab. Watch me as I take notes of the characters as I learn more about them, okay? All right, so our title is The Lobster and the Crab. On a stormy day, the crab went strolling along the beach. He was surprised to see the lobster preparing to set sail in his boat. "Lobster," said the crab, "it is foolhardy to venture out on a day like this." Great monitoring, great monitoring. Yeah, so "Lobster," said the crab, "it is foolhardy to venture out on a day like this." So the crab just said something, right? Yeah. Okay, so I know I'm going to add crab to my list. Crab.
You can add lobster.
Yeah, I can add lobster too. You're right. Okay. So the crab says, "It's foolhardy to venture out on a day like this." And I'm thinking that word foolhardy, it's probably not a positive word, probably a negative word. What do you think, Razo?
It's like a fool likely thing to do.
Yeah, it's, what do you mean?
It's likely for a fool to do something like that.
Oh, okay, so the crab is saying, don't do that, lobster.
I think it means like it's super hard to sail.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, so the author told me that the crab said, "It's foolhardy to venture out on a day like this." So that's what the crab said. "Perhaps so," said the lobster, "but I love a squall at sea." Good monitoring. Everhart, what do you monitor? I love a squall. Who can cross and swap that word for me to put something else there that makes sense? Derek, what do you think?
Maybe it's you love maybe a rough sea because it's probably hard waves or.
Yeah, the lobster's saying, "I love a squall at sea." So far I'm learning about these characters from what they're saying. I'm going to keep going, okay? All right. "I will come with you," said the crab. "I will not let you face such danger alone." The lobster and the crab began their voyage. Soon they found themselves far from shore. Their boat was tossed and buffeted by the turbulent waters. Good monitoring. Maddie, what are you monitoring?
Maybe the whole sentence about their boat was tossed in the bay.
By the turbulent waters. I know something bad happened to their boat, right? Something bad happened to their boat. All right. "Crab," shouted the lobster above the roar of the wind. "For me, the splashing of the salt spray is thrilling." Who said that? Crab.
Shouted the lobster.
Shouted the lobster. Okay, so the lobster, I know, he thinks it's thrilling. And I know that by what he said. The crashing of every wave takes my breath away. Lobster, I think we are sinking, cried the crab. Okay, what did I just learn about crab? What did I just learn about crab? Anna? He seems pretty scared, right? He seems pretty scared, where lobster seems like he's enjoying this. Okay? So, lobster, I think we're sinking, cried the crab. Yes, of course we are sinking, said the lobster. This old boat is full of holes. Have courage, my friend. Remember, we are both creatures of the sea. The little boat capsized and sank. Show me with your hands, what did the boat do? Yeah, it sinks. Good. Okay. Horrors, cried the crab. I'm going to write that down here. Cried the crab. Down we go, shouted the lobster. Now, do you think he said that in a scared voice or a fun voice? Probably a fun voice, because I can tell that he's enjoying this, okay? Down we go, shouted the lobster. The crab was shaken and upset. The lobster took him for a relaxing walk along the ocean floor. How brave we are, said the lobster. What a wonderful adventure we've had. What could I add to lobster? What could I add to lobster here? Razin? Oh, Everhard, sorry.
I do exchanges stuff.
Ah, nice. How do you know that?
Because most people do not go sailing when it's like.
Yeah? Keep on to me what's to add to you.
I like to add on to James. He likes to have adventures and go do dangerous stuff.
Yeah, okay. And
I feel like it kind of changed from the beginning down because first lobster was like it's kind of foolish to like go to the water. I would say.
oh, that was crab, right?
Oh,
That was crab. See, though, we have this chart now, so we could keep it organized, because I agree with you. The first time we read this, all this dialogue, characters talking, we had a hard time telling who was saying what, right? But if we have this chart, does it help you? It kind of helps you keep it organized, okay? Because it's confusing. They're going back and forth so much, okay? Good thinking. Christian.
I also think it changed because in the beginning it was kind of like more calm, and now it's like kind of more like actiony.
Yeah, we're learning a lot more. It's a little bit faster. The author's telling us more. So notice as I kept reading, I kind of took more notes when I got to the middle part.
I think I kind of found the mindset of lobster and crab. Lobster kind of has a growth mindset, and crab kind of has a fixed mindset.
Ah, growth mindset. Anybody agree with that so far? Okay, I want to read the rest of it. How brave we are, said the lobster. What a wonderful adventure we've had. The crab began to feel somewhat better. Although he usually enjoyed a quieter existence, he had to admit that that day had been pleasantly out of the ordinary. Okay? Now the moral, even the taking of small risks will add excitement to life. Okay? Alright, so let's go. What did I do? What were my steps when I charted my characters? What did I do? Step by step, what did I do? Go ahead, try to talk to your partner to talk it out first. Go ahead.
Whatever character. And then this character. After she made the T chart, the first thing she did was put down the words to see if they're different. Then finally after that, finally she's done with the words, she'll go down and find one thing about the characteristics. Say that crab is scared and lobster's brave.
Come back to me in 3, 2, 1. Alright, let's try to put it in step by step so that when you go back to your seats, you can do it, okay? So what did I do? Paris, how did I start?
I'm good.
Okay.
First first you wrote down the names of the characters that was in the story.
Okay, yes, I definitely did that. So can I say step 1 would be to read a little bit? Start reading.
Yes.
Start reading. All right.
Because then unless the characters are like the title of the book or the story or something, then you can just write them down.
Okay, start reading. And then, so Paris, I'm going to say stop when I get to a new character. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Stop when I get to a new character. My characters were in the title, so I could stop right away.
Yeah.
But not everybody's are.
Yeah, my characters are in the title of my book too.
They are too? Okay, so then you could just get started right away.
Yeah.
Okay? Alright, so stop when you meet a new character?
When you see a new
When you
character.
see it, when the author introduces a new
Yeah.
character? Okay, or when you read about a new character.
Then you write it down.
Write the name on your chart. Now my chart only had 2 characters so far, okay? If yours has more than that, just keep adding to the chart, okay? If it needs to go on the bottom, that's okay. If it needs to go on the next page, that's okay too. Alright, then what did I do? I started reading, stopped when you write about a new character, write the name on your chart. Then what, Hannah?
And then write the confusing parts they said, and then after they're done with the story, you know which characters said.
Yeah, so write down or take notes of
With quotes.
what the character says. Now, I didn't always do exactly what the character says. I definitely started out that way, but then we added some more stuff. What else could I take notes of? Come on.
You also take notes of how you think that they're feeling and what you know about the character.
Character's feelings. What you know about the character. Okay. Paris, what do you want to add?
Basically, we're all saying examples of that, saying that you should write down the character's characteristics.
Oh, the character's characteristics. But how do you know that? How did we know that? I didn't just make it up.
Because in the story, it says it's stuff. For example, when the crab said lobster, I think we are sinking, you would think that he was scared because usually when you're sinking, you would view, especially because of the exclamation point, because usually when you have an exclamation point and there's like sinking or something, that usually means like that they're scared of something, and then but you could tell the difference that crab was scared and lobster was happy because he said yes, of course we're sinking, like obviously.
So the way the author even writes what the character says, like the types of punctuation, okay? Also, something that didn't really come up, but it might come up in your book, is what the other characters say about your character. A lot of those Dear Dumb Diary books that you're reading, that the girl main character, a lot of other girls say things behind her back, or they say things later that teaches you about that character, okay?
Teaches
So,
you about Jamie.
yep,
Kelly.
what other characters say about the character. Sometimes your book might have a narrator that gives you more information.
Yeah, like
You can
the
include what the narrator says. Character. Okay, what you're going to do today in your independent reading book, your next blank page, you're going to start your own chart, okay? If you're already into your book, just get started now, okay? Just get started now. If you're about to start a new one, perfect, okay? Any questions before I let you go back to your seats? Elizabeth.
So if you already know some characters, can you still make a chart?
Yes. I would just add them, especially your main character, put them on there because you've already learned a lot
You
about them.
started your book already?
Yes. Okay.
I saw Miss Sharks earlier.
Yeah. She'll come.
She'll come back.
Mhm.
What I noticed when they were beginning in the other
said the crab. It's foolhardy to venture out on a day like this. So this is where the
Lobster
author
is talking to the crab.
puts it in the middle. So lobster, said the crab. Like, Isabella, said Miss Wade. It's foolhardy to venture out on a day like this. Sometimes they break it up like that. Okay? Good thinking, okay? Alright, thumbs up if you think you can do this today.